Dear friends, Namaskar. Today I am going to speak about a very important issue in this world, and that is addiction. Addiction, we are basically concentrating on alcohol. That is number one. Number two is drugs. Number three is gutka and tobacco. And number four could be porn. Okay? So keep that in mind. What we are basically going to tell you is that alcohol de-addiction is way easier for us than drugs. We are very truthful about what we do. But there is no alternative except going to a rehab for drug people. You understand? It's very difficult. So the thing is, but there is a very good chance for us to basically de-addict, even in drugs. The third is the tobacco, and the fourth is the porn and other games, gamings and so many different kinds of addictions. So basically, so outrightly I've told you that our medicine, that the handmade herbal medicine is going to work excellent. Excellent does not mean guaranteed. Not 100% of the cases in alcohol addiction, are going to get cured. But there is a chance, let us say 95% or 99% also, I could go up to that. But there could be 1 or 2 or 3% people who may not get helped. We are not gods. But the concept is excellent, and that is the concept which actually is so natural, and so it's as if it's the God's way of de-addicting you. I'm not trying to be here metaphysical, but the science and the nature is very well connected. So I'm excited about my concept, and that is why I've said this thing. But it is true also. You never know. It's all almighty when it comes to herbs. So what happens is that the concept is like this, that if, say for example, I am drinking, I could take a drink, a peg or two maybe, or 3 pegs, whatever, and then after, I know when to stop. But there are people who just do not know when to stop. Okay? Or they take it every day in a larger quantity. And then, families are getting disturbed, your own health is getting disturbed. That is what we called, an addict person. Well, now, I am going to use alcohol, okay? But you can keep in mind that it is for all kinds of addictions. The concept is same for everybody. The only thing is that, there are so many different kinds of harsh drugs that, people are selling or taking, that, the inside of the body has become very messed up. So then it might take longer for people in drugs to get cured, but the alcohol is comparatively very easy. God bless. Let's see. The concept is like this, that whatever we like to eat or drink, it is not us with likes and dislikes. You'll be amazed by this concept. Actually, this particular concept has been there for a very long time. But in the West, in the Harvards and the Yales of the world, around 10-15 years back only, they have started doing research and have come about, with its importance. It has not yet gone into de-addiction efforts, but I'm the only one who has done it, and we have got a very exclusive and brilliant product. So what is the concept? The concept is that when we are drinking and we are not able to stop it, then our brain actually is not giving us the signal to stop, or to just sober up, or to just say no, kind of a thing, that this is enough. It is not us actually. It is billions and trillions of bacteria in our body. You'll be surprised to know that, let's say we have got a trillion cells, let's say a trillion cells, human cells in our body, and there are 10 trillion bacteria which are over us and inside us. You'll be surprised to know that we are more of a bacteria than humans. What you do is, and this concept is called gut microbiome. This is the concept. You can go to YouTube search and enter there in the search gut microbiome and addiction, gut microbiome and any disease, you name it, and you will come to know, you will get so many lectures, TEDx lectures, TEDx, TEDx lectures, where you will see professors of Yale and Harvard talking about the importance of the gut microbiome bacteria. So what we are saying is that by volume inside us, they control only 2% of the body volume. These 10 times the bacteria that we are talking about, and most of them, they are in the large intestine, our large intestine, and in the large intestine also they are in the last 7 feet, which is called colon. Imagine. Now those bacteria which are there, there's n number of kinds. There are good bacteria, bad bacteria, you name it. Now they are there, trillions of them in that 7 feet colon, 6 feet, 7 feet colon. And they are called together the gut microbiome, the world of bacteria within the gut. You'll be surprised to know, once you do the research, after my lecture here, after hearing it, if you do the research, you'll be surprised to know that our likes and dislikes are actually not ours. It is of those bacteria. Can you imagine that? You do the research. Those bacteria have got a mind. And that mind, they tell us, they dictate our brains and tell us what to like and dislike. Imagine. You got it? So even the food that you like or dislike is not dictated by your brain, but 90% is dictated by your bacteria. The brain just stores those memories from where, the bacteria can use, just to see the before picture, to say, oh, the alcohol thing, I don't like it. The alcohol, I don't like it. Okay, so the remembrance is there, the memory is there in the brain, but it is being utilized by the bacteria to take a decision. All this gut microbiome, this gut, they have got a nervous system directly to the brain via a vagus, the main highway, neural highway to the brain. So there is an access through that superhighway called the vagus nerve. There is a mind, it's a neural network, from the gut, which is utilized by the bacteria to talk to the brain in split second and take a decision. And this concept is called gut-brain axis. Okay, gut-brain axis, the connection. So next time when you don't like somebody or someone or some food, let me tell you, it is because of the bacteria, because they don't like, that food or that person or that drink or that situation. I know you're surprised, but kindly research it out and you will know exactly what I'm talking about. And it is proven kind of a thing. So this GBA, that means the gut-brain axis, this is, we call our drops, the GBA drops, the gut-brain axis drops. This is the miracle that utilizes your gut microbiome to de-addict yourself or anybody else. The gut microbiome is supposed to have a balance of the good bacteria and the bad bacteria. The bad bacteria are also essential because they also produce certain elements which are very important for our body. But there has to be a balance. And what the scientists have determined is that the balance is 85% should be good bacteria and 15% should be the bad bacteria, quote unquote, so-called the bad bacteria. They may not be bad, So when you have got this kind of a ratio, it is called a balanced gut microbiome. And this gets reflected in our stools, in our potty. If you go to Google search, you will see a chart called Bristol chart for stool, and you can determine the types of feces and the best, which one is what and how it should be. It is all basically determined by the kind of gut microbiome you have got. The digestion essentially is because of that gut microbiome, good or bad, is because of the gut microbiome and the health of your liver. They work hand in hand. Okay. So what happens is when you're eating bad food, or you're eating some kind of a chemical medicine, or you are, over a period of so many years of your living, or even with alcohol or drugs, or that sort of a thing, the ratio gets skewed and it gets in favor of the bad bacteria. That means from 15% they could go up to 30%, 40%. Your gut is imbalanced. Your gut microbiome. Gut is actually a slang American word that comprises of the large intestine, the small intestine, and the gallbladder and the liver. They're all together, in a slang is called gut. And let me tell you, that is your immune system, that is your immunity. Your gut is your immunity. And how good is your gut will be determined by the kind of digestion and the stools, the types of the stools you pass. And you can research it out. So because of all these bad toxicities, available, around us, our gut microbiome changes. So what people generally do is, just like they go for probiotics, you must have heard. That means they put a singular bacteria, large quantity, billions, into your body orally. Try to change the gut microbiome. But that has proven to be wrong. Because anything which is singularly imposed in larger quantity always have a side effect. Okay? So the key to de-addiction, keep that in mind, is to rebalance your gut microbiome in favor of the good bacteria, quote unquote. That is the key. These drops, the GBA drops, the gut brain access drops, they are totally plant-based, no bacteria. What they do is they get inside the body and they slowly neutralize the bad bacteria so that its quantity goes down and the balance gets re-maintained. It rebalances in terms of 85%, 15%. Now, how would you know that? Remember one thing, that anybody who is having lots of drugs, who is a drug addict, I can bet that person will be having lots and lots of trouble in digestion, in passing stools. Same way with alcoholics. I'm not talking about other addictions right now. Alcohol is my number one thing and drugs is number two. When you start giving this thing to the addicted person, the person who is suffering, even if the person is you yourself, first thing in 5 or 10 days you will realize is that your digestion is going to improve. Isn't it a beauty? You're going to get healthy with these drops along with getting de-addicted. That is the beauty of my product. So what happens is that you will see your digestion getting better, and then slowly, what you will see, once the good bacteria and the bad bacteria, the gut microbiome gets rebalanced, gets balanced, you will see that you will automatically, the brain will function in a way that you will not like, having alcohol or not like having drugs. The chemical medicines and the psychiatric medicines, you stay away from them, because they will just subdue the brain or make you mentally disordered totally, because they are going to mess up the gut microbiome because of their toxicity of being a chemical. Got it? So stay away from any chemical. Sometimes the Ayurvedic guys, they put certain chemical to do vomiting when somebody drinks. That is utterly nonsense. That is the biggest fallacy, and that is why you cannot make an addict leave his or her drink or drugs by putting a gun onto his or her head. You can't do that. By just, inducing vomiting. You can't do it. It is going to fail with side effects. But here, once the gut becomes better, the bacteria becomes better, you will see that it is going to dislike all the things which are not good for the gut microbiome in the first place. That is the beauty of this particular product and the concept of balancing gut microbiome for de-addiction. This is a very concentrated one, totally herbal. Now the other condition that we have got is that if, say for example, you are the drug addict or the alcohol addict yourself and you want to give it up, then it is fine. Then it's very easy. What you take is 1 liter of drinking water and you put 10 drops of this thing into it. After, some people smell it a little bit. Okay, but you can't imagine me giving you just water. We are not here to amuse you. Okay, we are here to cure you. That is our utmost, we strive to do that. So what you do is 10 drops and you drink it the whole day. You finish it, that 1 liter, the whole day. That means morning, afternoon, evening, early evening and night. Just spread it around. Don't finish the bottle in the first half of the day. Spread it out. This is the key. You have to spread it out. 10 drops a day. First you will see your digestion improving. You're feeling better. Okay. And then slowly you will see that, that dislike for the alcohol is going to kick in. Okay. Now the thing is that, kick in. Now, when you're giving it to somebody else, family member or friend, then we want you to take it first. You're not an addict, but you have to take it as this is our precondition. Because you are giving it secretly to somebody. So this is a precondition. So what you do is you take 7 drops, because 10 might, smell a little more. Or you can experiment 10 as well as 7 in 2 different liters of drinking water. Okay, you can do it 10, you can do it 7. It's going to help you. That is the beauty of Vaidyaraj Anil and his families. That's me, the medicines that we design. Medicine is, what is the medicine? That is, keep in mind, the definition of a true medicine. A true medicine, if given to a healthy person, makes him more healthy or maintains his health. And if the same medicine is given to a person who's having a problem, his problem should either get contained or it should get eliminated. It should get cured. Unlike the chemical medicines that the modern medicine gives. in which you can give it to the patient, but you can't take it yourself. That is not a medicine. That is sheer toxicity. Okay? So you take it yourself first. The same way, spread it throughout the day. Once, this way you will come to know in 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, you can continue for as long as you want till you get satisfied that this particular product which is handmade by us has got no side effect. In fact, it has got only good effect. Your digestion will get even better. You can see it through the stools and everything. You'll feel, you will benefit in n number of ways. Check out the gut microbiome, how it works, the concept in the YouTube searches, and you'll come to know what I'm talking about. It is a marvelous thing for everybody and anybody. We make it a little bit concentrated for the addiction, but otherwise in lesser quantity we give it for general public also, so that it's less costly and somebody can take it forever. I take it myself. Lots of people take it, but this is for especially de-addiction issues. So what you do, so the thing is, so once you feel satisfied that it is a very safe product, in fact it's a very good product for you yourself also, then you give it to the person who's addicted. You can give it, secretly. Now, how to give it secretly? Sometimes, because I get a lot of questions. In fact, we have got lots of people that we have helped already. Most of them are ladies. And if you want, some references, you can always ask. And we can give it to you. Okay? Just do not disturb them too much. Sometimes, they're men, they pick up the phone. So, they get hesitant, But still, I can give you a few. Okay? And, you simply have to write de-addiction or send details about de-addiction to the phone number that is there in the description, or the title of this video. Do only WhatsApp, and we'll send you the details also, how to get it, okay, plus how to use it, plus if you want references, we'll try and give it to you. And then you also become a reference later on, God willing. God bless. It works in 95% of the people. So the thing is that now how to give it secretly, that you have to use your common sense, because the smell is going to be there a little bit. Some people don't mind it. Some people can't decipher it. But if they do, you can give it in, let us say, not directly the drops. You can give it, you can add that water that you have created with 7 or 10 drops. And the rest you can you don't have to take it forever. Mind you, once you're cured, you can take very minimal, 1 or 2 drops, in 1 liter, and that 1 liter also you can finish off, in 2-3 days. It's the cost then it becomes something good for you, and you can give it to the whole family also. Okay, the gut microbiome concept is going to cure lots of things for you, and all that thing is given the details that I'm going to send you on the WhatsApp once you send it to me. Once you send me a text called just say de-addiction details, and I will send it to you, or Nasha Mukti or whatever, in the WhatsApp number which is given below. Now the thing is, but use that water, not the direct. You can put it into that water into the juice also to camouflage it. Some people, they put rose water into that water. Some ladies are so smart that they tell, they also drink it a little bit, in front of their husbands. They tell them that, this is a very good probiotic and for digestion and for remaining for immune system and being healthy, and which is true. And we are giving it for that, to you. So he also takes it and you also takes it, he gets cured. You have to be smart about it. You have to be creative about it. I can't tell you so many ways to do it, but you have to be smart. Take somebody's help, to camouflage. You can put it in a soup, maybe that water. You can put it in a Coke. A Coke is not a good idea. Something healthy. Juice, you can put that water. You can say that it's a probiotic. You can even say that it is good for your liver. that, because you're taking so much of drinks and so much of drugs, so I have got something, for liver, for strengthening of the liver, and you also drink it in front of them. So you don't tell them that, it is for de-addiction. So that way also they will become healthy, and God willing, they are going to leave it also. That is the beauty. Okay. So we have got references also, no problem at all. Now comes the drugs. See, there are so many different kinds of drugs. People use cocktail of drugs also. In that case, one thing is for sure, that the gut is going to become better, and the digestion is going to become better, and the person is going to feel very better, like health-wise, the physical-wise, that is guaranteed. Now, when it comes to de-addiction, what we have found in drugs is that it takes longer than alcohol. The alcohol, that bacterial thing, it might kick in, 15 days to maximum 2 months, mostly within 1 month. Okay. If it doesn't work in 2 months, then it's not going to work. Ours is not a very commoner thing, very light thing. Ours is a powerful thing. So if it doesn't work in 2 months for alcohol, then kindly, we say sorry to you. Okay, but that, God forbid, rarely happens. Now, but when it comes to drugs, then one is that in some cases, we have found that it acts very fast, within a week also. But in most of the cases, it takes longer, and the patience has to be there. At least you should try for 2 months. But one thing is guaranteed, that even for drugs, the person is going to become healthier if they have got any problem. And the digestion is going to improve because of the gut microbiome. But keeping the person away from the drugs, that is the key, because that is a little tougher. I'm very outright about it. I've got one suggestion. See, the thing is that, say for example, you put somebody in a rehab for drugs. Alcohol is easier in drugs. And so they're away from the drugs. So slowly their gut microbiome is going to become better because they're going to eat well. Make sure that in a rehab, nobody gives them any chemical. No psychiatric medicine should be given to them. That is your duty. I'm talking about drugs. Once they stay away, and let's say the improvement is there and they come out, then you give them these drops. Because otherwise, what happens is sometime they again go, because those withdrawal symptoms again seep in. So then it will help way faster, as it does, God willing, in alcohol. That is one idea I can give, although I don't like people going to rehabs. But from my experience, I'm telling you that if it does not work for 2 months, kind of a thing, digestion-wise, health-wise, everything is going to work. Because you are also going to take it, before giving it to the person, you'll come to know. But the thing is that, God forbid if it doesn't work well for, let us say, 30% of the people. Okay, then you can try the rehab, but tell them that no chemical medicine should ever be given. Only good food and everything is fine, fruits and everything. Staying away from the drugs. And then once they come out, then you need not put 7 drops or 10 drops. You can save money on that, and you can put, let us say, 4 drops or 3 drops in 1 liter, or 2 drops in 1 liter, so that so that the bacteria, the gut microbiome, that gets better, let's say, in rehabilitation for the drugs, just to keep them away. That remains well once the person is out of the rehabilitation. Because otherwise, sometimes, it again, they have the same problem. So that is the smartness that you have to basically utilize. Okay. So I hope you have understood everything, and you research it out yourself, the concept of gut microbiome, through the Google and thing. But this is the unique product without, any side effects, all good effects for anybody. And I hope that you deliver your loved ones out of this addiction, and this is the real, true, and the only product and the concept along with it that is workable. Remember this thing. God bless you. Jai Hind.